Welcome, class of 2023. My name is Sylvia Boyd, and I work in alumni career management. I help alums who are in transition connect and network with other alumni. Some refer to me as the Great Connector because of my 29-year history with Owen. Today, I welcome you as alumni, and as with any family, membership is established immediately. So now, a little family history. It all starts with the name. Uncle Ralph Peck Owen, aka Pants, attended Vanderbilt University from 1924 until 1928. It was in 1927, in the last quarter of the football game against Maryland, where he ran the ball crossing the 5-yard line, and he felt a break in his stride, not realizing that the player that came in for the tackle had only caught the top of his pants. So that means his pants came down in front of 5,000 spectators. But his teammates were able to circle around him so that he could put on a second pair of pants and finish the game, thus the name Pants. Peck graduated from Vanderbilt in 1928. So from football to finance, it was in 1930, Ralph Owen founded the Equitable Securities Corporation of Nashville. It's an investment bank. He later served as the chairman of American Express and was president of the company from 1952 until its merger with Equitable in 1968. Many of his executives were working behind the scenes to convince Vanderbilt's Board of Trust to launch a graduate school of management. It just so happens that Ralph also sat on the Board of Trust and later served as president. So from boardroom conversations and deals, the Graduate School of Management was established in 1969. The first location of the graduate school was Henry Clay Alexander Hall, originally a funeral home located on West End. We refer to this as the mortuary years. Yes, we're talking caskets, formaldehyde, and dead bodies. Igor Ansoff became the founding dean of the graduate school, and a lot of the marketing students today are familiar with the Ansoff metrics. It's a tool created to plot generic strategies for growing a business. There were 5 students enrolled in 1969, making 1971 the first graduating class, and Ed Austin the first graduate and the first African American to graduate with a master's. Sam Richmond became our second dean in 1976. It was Sam's dream, and one of his main goals was to find a permanent home for Owen. After all, you can only spend so much time in a funeral home. And once again, Uncle Ralph Peck Owen and his wife Lulu Hampton Owen were instrumental in the fundraising effort. Therefore, the school was named in his honor in 1977 and became known as the Owen Graduate School of Management. Speaking of funeral homes, and now a fun fact from Ann Rosenstein Giles, MBA, class of 1977.
Welcome from the class of 77. There were 45 of us, and I was one of 5 women. We were and still remain close, bonded forever by our Owen experience, which started with a built-in fun fact. We attended business school in a funeral home. Owen was located in what was formerly the Alexander Hall Funeral Home. We had ramps everywhere and rooms with one-way glass, the old viewing rooms, and the faculty offices were known as the embalming rooms.
It was in the fall of 1988 where construction began at the site of Old Mechanical, which is the earliest building on Vanderbilt's campus. Sam wanted to create a new structured building that had lots of windows and natural light, and so the current structure is now attached to the Old Mechanical Hall. But his envision was stepping outside of the office, standing on the open stairwell and addressing the students, faculty, and staff interacting together like family. His goal was accomplished in 1982, and the school moved to its current building. Sam retired in 1986, and the torch was passed on to Martin S. Geisel, who became Owen's 3rd dean. Geisel's official day was September 1, 1987, when he welcomed his largest MBA class ever. Almost 40% of the 178 new students were women, well exceeding the national average. And now, a fun fact from Craig Savage, MBA 98.
Fun facts for Owen in the 1990s. The 1990s at Owen were led by Marty Geisel's leadership. The mod system was created in 1990s. I believe the mod system is celebrating its 25th anniversary. But that's not really fun. Fun facts. In the 90s, we had a keg party in the middle of our tornado. I think that was in 1998. Tornado whipped through downtown Nashville, and we actually put Marty in a dunking machine, and we're having kegs. Muhammad Ali visited the campus. The Owen School was very instrumental in consulting and executing Muhammad Ali's first online presence. Other fun facts. Kodak Camera and Enron were big employers in the 90s. Look where they are now.
Great deans followed Marty Geisel. In 2000, it was Joe Blackburn served as interim dean, Bill Christie in 2001, who was our fourth dean, and Jim Bradford, our fifth dean, served from 2005 until 2013. And now we have Eric Johnson. It's funny how things come full circle, because Eric was a professor at Owen under Dean Geisel from 1991 until 1999. He was one of the youngest professors to receive tenure in Owen's history, winning the Dean's Teaching Excellence Award twice. Eric was appointed as sixth dean of Owen in 2013. If Sam could be here today, he would be so proud of Owen and Eric seeing his original 401 21st Avenue Management Hall's renovation and expansion. Speaking of full circle, and now a fun fact from Jamie Rosenstein Whitman, MBA 2022, and also the niece of Anne Rosenstein Giles, MBA 1977.
Hi, and welcome to Owen. A fun fact about our class, the class of 2022, really has to do with us being the first class to start business school during the pandemic. Maybe this is a not so fun fact, but it has created a pretty unique bond for our class nonetheless. Because of the pandemic precautions, we were the first MBA class to do all of our orientation programming and the majority of our first year's curriculum virtually. This means that while we intimately know the rooms where our professors and classmates Zoom from, we still have yet to meet much of the Owen community in real life. Another fun fact about the class of 2022 was that we were the first, and I hope the only class, to have a mandatory course called COVID testing, where we would go down to the Vanderbilt Recreation and Wellness Center and spit in a tube for about 10 minutes each week to test for COVID, while pop music blasted in the background to add a bit more fun to the whole experience. So while some of these circumstances weren't ideal, Vanderbilt and our class made the most of it. And this also means we're so excited to make up for the lack of social interaction the past year and welcome all of you in person. So I can't wait to meet you soon.
And as we welcome you all into the Owen family, we share with you the excitement around our next big project, the building expansion. With Pants and other past leaders in mind, we are redesigning and improving the 401 21st Avenue building in an effort to continue growing our Owen family. Again, welcome to the Owen family, class of 2023.